Hey, hi, hello, friendos. So, I did it for reals this time. I'm a college graduate. My cat just freaked out at me exclaiming like that. She's like, why are you yelling? But yeah, so I promised you guys a sit down video and here it is. I'm back home for the foreseeable future. On to the hard part of being a graduate. It's time to find a job. But right now it's like, I don't know, what day is it? The 21st, so 4 days till Christmas. So we're gonna keep it pretty chill until after Christmas on the like hunting for jobs front. I cannot believe that I'm a college graduate. Like, it still feels surreal. But we did it. We graduated, we're done with school, and I'm saying right now forever, but like, who knows, I might go to school again, but like, in the near future, I'm done with school for a while, which is like really crazy when you like say it out loud, because all I've known my whole life has been school. Like, even when you're not at school when you're a little kid, you're like, can't wait to go to school, you know? Like, from basically 3 or 4 until 21, I've been at school. So it's really crazy to get to the part of my life where I don't have school anymore. And just for a moment of honesty, the day after graduation when I woke up, my brain like panicked. It was like, what, you don't have a plan? Like, what is life without school? But like I said, like, I'm just taking it one step at a time for now and like just reveling in the fact that I did it. Like, I got through the journey of college, and college was a journey and a half for me. Like, any of you who have like consistently watched my videos have known that like it has not been easy for me, like my college journey. But yeah, so this is the part of my YouTube channel where I'm no longer a college advice vlogger, if that's what you could call me. Now it's gonna be like a young adult life vlogger, which is like really exciting, and I'm really grateful for this time off, because one of my New Year's resolution, not to jump the gun because Christmas isn't even over, but one of my New Year's resolutions is to get better at editing and producing like quality content, because that's something that I discovered in my college journey that I'm really passionate about, and I definitely want to continue it. And along those lines, don't know if you guys have noticed, but the video quality is a lot better because one of my graduation presents is a camera. And I cannot express to you guys how gobsmacked I was to get this camera. It was so out of the blue. On the day of my graduation, right before the second ceremony, me and my family went out to dinner. And my parents were like, we have a gift for you. And I was like, oh, you didn't have to get me anything, because like for me, since I graduated in fall, it's graduation, Christmas, and then my birthday. So like I super wasn't expecting anything. And my parents like bring out this present, and it's about the size of a shoebox. So I was like, oh, it's like shoes, or like they put it in a box that's like about a shoes box size. And I open it and it's this camera. And I literally just openly started weeping in this restaurant in front of like tons of people. I just sobbed because I was so blown away by their like generosity and their kindness. And I'm still like really emotional about it because I didn't expect it, and I can't believe that they did that for me. And I'm so grateful for them. But they got me a camera, and it's a Nikon D5600, and I don't know anything about it other than to like turn it on and like what settings to make it to like do simple things. But I'm really excited to like learn more about that, because I've taken a couple photography classes, but like since I've never had my own camera, I've never been able to be like, okay, like how do you be good at this? Because I would just learn what I needed to learn to like do the thing, and then it would all go in one ear and out the other. So I'm really excited to like take the things that I do know and like learn more and like do some really awesome photography and better videography, and like I just cannot wait to like mess around with it. It's been really hectic and busy, and right now again it's raining, like, so I haven't really had an opportunity yet. It's also not even been a week since I've graduated. But yeah, I'm a college graduate, and I keep saying that over and over again because it's like, what? But I have my little grad cap I want to show you guys because I really like it a lot. So this is my grad cap. I did Go and Tell, which, as you guys know, if you watch my videos, I did a whole little shindig about Go and Tell. And because it's both like a Christian thing for me and a journalism thing, because I want to tell stories and I want to tell people about Jesus. So it fits both of those things. Like every time I look at this too, I always start singing Go Tell It on the Mountain, which it's also Christmas. So like that kind of is why that's in my head. But also Go and Tell has been like my motto for this semester, I guess, kind of that. And you can always come home or you can always go home. And I'm gonna explain a little bit about that in this video. So Go and Tell was the thing that I told you guys a while back that was like, go and tell your story, go and tell people about Jesus. Like that's what you should do with your life. Like that's what we're called to do. So I made that my grad cap because I just want to tell stories. And as part of my stories, I also want to show people the amazing, powerful love that Christ brings. So it kind of killed two birds with one stone in a great way, not in a murder way. I don't know if that's the best idiom that I could pick there, but to like go and tell my story and the stories that I want to share with the world, and also go and tell people about Christ and Christ's love. And then during the second ceremony with my college, with the College of Journalism, one of the speakers was talking about how important it is to like take risks, like send that email, go for that job, like do the thing, which really scares me as a person who has anxiety. And she was like, no matter what happens, you can always go back home. And earlier in the semester, when I was really, really struggling with my depression and anxiety, and a lot of things about school were weighing on me, I went home and I like spilled my heart out to my family. And I'm really lucky, I'm really fortunate to have like a super supportive family and a super loving family. And I have the ability and the privilege of being able to share things about my life that like some kids don't have that like support system. So I've always been really thankful that my parents and my little sister are all so supportive of me. And after I had done that, I felt so much better. It was like this huge weight had lifted off me. So like, it made the rest of my semester like that much easier and that much more bearable, because I could confide in them and they knew what was going on with my life and they knew how to help me, and I could rely on them for support. Because you're never alone doing things. Like you always have someone in your life who like wants to know, who wants to help. A therapist, a parent, a teacher, a friend. Someone wants to hear your story and wants to help you with your burdens. So you can always go back home. Then was a song in Deltarune, which is a video game that's like the sequel / just another version of Undertale, which is the video game that got me into video gaming, basically. I've always played games sort of like as a kid, but like Undertale kind of showed me like the storytelling aspect of games and how that became a passion for me. And I discovered this whole other realm of storytelling and of adventure and of exploring different themes in the world and in life. And because video games are basically like living out a storybook, but you're the main character. And I never really understood any of that until I discovered Undertale, and through Undertale I discovered Jacksepticeye, and that's how I wanted to start my own YouTube channel, and like so many things that have led me to here. But in Deltarune there's a song that says you can always go back home, and it's one of my favorite songs off that soundtrack, and I put it into every year. Another quick anecdote, every year since my freshman year I've made a playlist on Spotify of my top favorite songs that I've listened to for that whole year. So I've got one for the entire year I was 19, for the entire year I was 20, and now for the entire year that I'm 21. And one of the last songs in the year that I'm 21 is You Can Always Go Back Home. So when the speaker at graduation said that, I just started crying, because it was so many things that I needed to hear. It was like the go and tell and go take risks, but also remember that you always have that support system and that community to rely on. And like some of the biggest lessons that I learned in college were that you don't have to do everything alone. And I spent so much of my time thinking that I just had to like muscle through and brave it through just by myself and carry the weight of the world on my shoulders. And like nobody wanted to hear what I had to say, and nobody cared about what I was going through, and like all of my anxiety and stuff was like not relatable and no one wanted to hear about my problems. And I still struggle with that a lot. I still struggle with that whenever I feel like I need to do a word vomit of like, these are all the things that I'm dealing with. I've been trying really hard to push myself through the voice in my head that says nobody cares, nobody wants to hear that, and tell anyway, because so many things lately have told me that what I'm experiencing is not, it's unique to me, but it's also not, I'm not alone in it. And when, I've said this before and I'm gonna keep saying it because it's an important message that like people need to hear. When you share your story, when you say something that you've gone through, what you're saying is not, woe is me, this sucks, my life is so horrible, please listen to me complain. It's, I am telling you this so that hopefully, maybe, possibly, you might recognize a bit of yourself in my story, or you might empathize with something that I'm having to say, and it'll change how you view what you're going through, how you view what other people in society are going through. And that is the human experience. That is the art of storytelling. Like, even if the story is true, you're still telling a story, and that is so important to tell those stories, your story, fictional stories that mirror something that you've gone through. Fictional stories that are out of the blue and you can't go through, like fighting a dragon or time traveling. All of that resonates with humans because we're all humans, and something in that is uniquely human and uniquely relatable. And college still, even in this last couple of months, taught me more than anything's ever taught me in my life. I've learned more about myself, more about other people, more about my place in the world. And regardless of my perceptions going into it and what the reality ended up being, I could not be more grateful that I had the opportunity and the ability to go to school, that I went to school in the place that I went to school in, that I was friends with the people that I was friends with, that I had the little God winks and the little moments in my life that reminded me of those things that I needed to be reminded of when I needed to be reminded of them. And it's just remarkable, and it changed my life, and I'm eternally grateful. And I can't sum up in a simple video everything that I felt and every experience that I had. But I hope that in watching this video, in watching any of my other videos, in reading anything that I've ever made, in, I don't know, just following me on Twitter or Instagram or anything, that you guys can see a little bit of that, a little bit of my story, and that maybe it resonates with you too. But I'm really grateful for the little micro communities that I've been a part of, and have helped me along my way, because so many things helped me along my way to get to where I am now, and I couldn't have done it without any of it. And I'm so eternally grateful for everything that happened to me from 2015 to 2018. And I can't wait to see what 2019 brings, because it's gonna bring a lot of change. I remember sitting in my living room and thinking, this time next year, I'm gonna be a college graduate. And now I am there, and I'm thinking this time next year, I'll probably have a job. I might be living in a different state. The amount of change that can happen between today and this time next year is unfathomably terrifying, but also insanely exciting. But like I said at the beginning of this video and multiple times throughout it, that I'm just gonna take it one step at a time, because I can't plan out my whole life. As much as I tried and as much as I expected things in college to be a certain way and go a certain way, they didn't. So I'm gonna try to be less controlling in that aspect, which is very hard for a person like me, for a perfectionist and for a control freak, and for someone who likes to have a plan and likes for everything to go according to plan. So I'm excited to see what happens. I can't wait. And I thank you guys, of course, for being a part of this journey and for watching these videos, whether you've seen one or whether you've watched my entire videography, I don't know what to call it, all of them. If you've seen all of them, or if you've just seen a couple, I don't care. I'm just happy you're here and you're listening to me ramble, because that's what these are. These are just me ranting to a camera for like minutes on end. So thank you so much for being a part of it. I'm so proud of myself for making it this far, and I'm so proud of myself for what I've created. And I am bragging a little bit because it's been a journey, and I'm happy to be here. And I can't wait to see what is ahead. But I know one thing is gonna be ahead, and that is more videos like this. So thank you guys, and Merry Christmas, because the next time I make one of these, Christmas will be over. And I was like, in my graduation video, I was like, I'll make Christmas content. Christmas is over at myself. Like, I can't make Christmas content. It's like in 4 days. I guess I'll see you in the next one. And thank you guys, as always, for watching. Tap that like button if you like this video, and subscribe if you want to see more exactly like this, because it's not, the content's gonna be basically the same. But thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one.